safe, lasting, hidden gem fragrances. Starts with Prada Amber from 2006. If you watch this video, you're going to learn 5 or more titles that are such hidden gems that no one talks about, that makes you smell expensive. They pique people's interest around you and they're safe to wear. Even I have one title from 1966 by Christian Dior. Guess what it is? It's coming up soon. But first we're going to talk about Prada Amber 2006 version. By the way, all the fragrances were found at maxaroma.com. They are the sponsor of today's video. Head on over there after the video and check it out. The links are nice and neatly provided for you down below. Back to this fragrance. I used to wear this when going out on date night. I also wore it to work, and I used to pair it with a nice button-down shirt, usually a dark shirt, and I used to own this velvet purple shirt that I used to wear with it. It was a dark purple, like material, almost suede type shirt, and it matched so well with this. And one time I was at the Italian restaurant with the 6 top, and the waitress was smoking hot. She goes, "Oh my God," after she took my order, you know, they bend down into your neck, and she asked me what I was wearing, and I was wearing this, but I wasn't actually wearing the 2006 Amber version. I was wearing Prada Amber Intense, which came out 5 years later. What's the difference between these two? This one has more dark notes, but both of them are this clean lavender, like sweet orangey notes in there, and this one's a lot darker. By a lot darker, I would say 35-40% darker notes, but all in all, it's a soft, masculine fragrance that has saffrons and myrrh and vanilla and leather, and this one comes out darker. Both of them last a very, very respectable long time, especially this, and you just can't go wrong with it. I found this one on eBay by Max Aroma's eBay site, 58 bucks, and this one's like 48 bucks, so it's up to you. This one might be a little bit more wearable for the younger crowd, I believe, but if you like things intense as I do, get this one. The next one came out in 1966 by Dior. It's called Eau Sauvage. Have you ever went out, like going out on your town, and just came back home and you just needed a refresh? You were doing errands all day. This is the kind of fragrance you would wear with this. Don't be confused when you type in Eau Sauvage. You might get Dior Sauvage. This is the hey bro fragrance. That's not what we're talking about. Talking about this spicy, slight yellow, mellow, lemony fragrance. It's refreshing. And on the blogs, there's a whole battle. Is this old manish? Is it not? When you first smell it, you're going to smell a light green, aromatic type fragrance with rosemary, florals, and jasmine. And definitely spray this on your clothes to make the longevity go longer. But is it old manish? I think so. To be quite honest with you, they do make a new fragrance called 2017 Eau de Parfum, which is a re-edition of the 2012. There's like 7 flankers of this Eau Sauvage fragrance, so don't get confused. But if you're a little bit more youthful, 25 to 45, maybe you would try the Eau de Parfum 2017. If you don't care and you want something light and fresh and citrusy opening, you could get this one. And also, if you like this barbershop type fragrance and you really are modern and you want something really cool, this is off the subject. It's called Tom Ford Beau de Jour. It's a modern day fougere fragrance that just is hip hopping good. Here's a trick. If you ever go to an appointment where you got to be in a waiting room, whether it's waiting for your car or going to a doctor's appointment, and then they put you in that little room, don't you hate that? I always wear Creed Aventus. Because why? Because then I'm not so bored, because people are always saying, "Hey man, what are you wearing?" Whether it's women or men, or the cute nurse that comes in the little room. This is the 10-year edition. You might have heard of Creed Aventus. Hey, that's not a hidden gem, but the 10-year one just came out in 2020. It's more vibrant to me. It's got more fresh citruses. I know, how can you compare the same thing with the same thing? It's like comparing apples to apples, but it is different, and I consider it a hidden gem. If you haven't tried it, I think you should try it. If you've never tried Creed Aventus and you want to purchase your first bottle and you're like confused, which one do you get, the cologne, the eau de toilette, and they have this one, I would highly recommend you get the 10-year one. That's just my opinion. I've been dealing with Creed Aventus since it first came out in 2010, and this is a vibrant, lovely, fresh rendition to it. I would call it Creed Aventus Intense almost. Next fragrance is called Interlude Man by Amouage, but this is not the safe wearing one. The safe wearing one is called Interlude Man Black Iris by Amouage, which is much more wearable. It's got 25% oils in here, which means it lasts incredible long time. I wore this fragrance right after I shaved, a wet shave, and I sprayed my face, you know, because it takes away the burn. And then I put a mask on. That mask that I had lasted the scent till I threw away the mask. To give you an idea, this lasts pretty much until you wash it off. It's a beautiful, sexy rendition of a more wearable version than Interlude. And if you do not know what Interlude is, they call it the Blue Beast because it's a super hardcore spicy incense fragrance. And this one is toned down. They've toned down the oregano and they've added that black iris note in it, and it's just awesome. And you could just pull the magnetic cap off, smell it. You do smell that hint of smoke right when you hit it like that. Just wait about 15 minutes. It's gonna calm down, and soft fragrance, just like the Prada. Just beautiful fragrance. You have to let them open up. If you say to yourself, I heard about that fragrance and I saw the price, it's well over $200-300, then you have to say to yourself this. You see this? I've worn this as much as my beck and call can use, and it's barely hit. I've had it for 4 or 5 months. It's barely 1 inch down, which means the price value of this juice in this bottle versus the amount of times you spray it versus how long it lasts is awesome. That's what it boils down to. You only need 2 to 3 sprays maximum. 1 spray could even work well for you if you want to really be miserly and savor your fragrance, but that's all you need. It's a delicious fragrance that lasts. Price versus juice value is awesome. Next fragrance is so awesome, and it's a true hidden gem. I just discovered it. Actually, it came out in 2016, I want to say. Royal Crown's Upper Class, the longest lasting fragrance on this entire list. I found this as a tester bottle. The fragrance is actually a leathery fragrance, but when you look at the notes, it'll say stuff like pink pepper, coriander, and you know, coriander can be off-putting, to be quite honest with you. And it does have other notes like caramel vanilla, which is what the fragrance I get when I spray it. I get this lovely caramel vanilla mixed with wood, but it's actually an oud, a very easy, pleasant oud wood fragrance. The further the fragrance goes into itself, the softer it gets and the spices come out. So it's not really a vanilla caramel fragrance. It's so unique. Antonio Visconti from Italy hand-picked the fragrance naturals like you wouldn't believe, and he even doesn't even write it down. He just knows what it. So at the end of this fragrance, you have the galbanum resin, which is actually like a spicy, earthy, green, resinous note. But in here, it's more light, and it's in the background of the fragrance, mixed with an oak moss. What does oak moss give to this fragrance? A bark-like quality, almost resembling, have a leathery, mere vanilla, gray, soft musk in this fragrance. The leather is not a leather fragrance either. The leather, in addition to those green notes, is also hidden in the background, and it's like leather-like throughout the whole entire experience, which probably lasts until you shower next. It's called Royal Crown Upper Class. Now that you've seen these calibers of fragrances, maybe you can comment down below some of your cool hidden gems. Here's 3 just for eye candy. In case you were wondering, this is called Creed Viking Spicy Peppermint Fragrance. This is called Bottega Veneta Perome Masculine Fragrance. This is one of my favorite Givenchy's Gentleman Eau de Parfum Boisé. Came out in 2020. Kind of hard to find. That's what's sitting right here. Peace and love. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you to Max Aroma.